Hello, viewers of EvoPod and listeners, and welcome back to another episode of EvoPod. I'm your host, SK, and here we have a special guest for today's episode. Yeah, introduce yourself.
Hi there, Ranjani. I don't really want to say my age, but yes, I'm 31. I am currently working as an air stewardess with Emirates Airline. So yeah,
Oh, you're air stewardess.
yes, I am.
Oh, okay,
See, I'm so
okay.
pretty and cute.
Yeah, I can see that actually. Because air hostess normally they are very concerned about their appearance, right?
Yeah. It's actually a requirement, the job, by the
Oh,
way.
okay. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think most of the people here from Malaysia. Okay, are you from Malaysia? And yeah, I was asking about this just now actually. Are you from Malaysia or are you currently in Malaysia? Or?
I am from Malaysia, and but currently I am not residing in Malaysia. I've been staying in Dubai for the past 7 years of my life. So yeah.
Oh, okay. That's quite a long time actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, how you start in your fitness journey?
How did I start? Basically, I have been exposed to sports since I'm like 8, 9 years old. I guess I was an athlete, so I was always into running and stuff like that. And I think my mom always called me a monkey because I've never stayed in place quietly. So I remember this coach. You know, they usually have coach, and
Yeah.
he told us that when you're an athlete, you should always keep your fitness journey. Even if you're not running, just go for a walk. You should never
Mm.
stop. Then, when I entered university, the course that I was doing actually kind of helped it as well because I was doing marine science. So basically, it's all about physical. You have to be fit, we have to be diving and everything. So I think at the age of 24, that's when basically I was really exposed to what is weightlifting and stuff because of my brother.
Mm.
Because I was like competing. I said, "Oh, you not only you can look good, I can look good too." But it's all about learning because you
Yeah.
have no one to teach you. I had no one to teach me. I had few friends who actually taught me few things, but I think my journey was all about trial and error. I learned everything by mistakes, and that's how it is. And properly, I would say, for the past 2 to 3 years, I say, yeah.
Yeah, that's good actually. Like you said, it's a journey of mistakes, journey of error, and then you find your own balance in your journey, right?
Yep.
So you never learn what was the source that you learned from everything? Like, was it really internet or how you when you see information from the internet, how you confirm with yourself, like, okay, this is true, this is false?
Okay. Definitely internet. First and foremost, yes. So whenever you want to try something new, you check. But but then, like I said, I also have few friends that when at first when I was doing something and I say that there's nothing happening, I did consult on the outcome. I was like, why
Mm.
am I not achieving this when I'm doing all out on this? And then they'll be like talking to me through like, okay, what have you been doing and what can you do better? But you know what? One thing when you always ask your friends, you kind of like feel shy at the same time as well because you're
Yeah.
always disturbing them. So I really try my best to really just go. I follow a lot of fitness personnel as well. Really like stalk them. I see like what they do, how they do. And mostly, I think my goals are all my idols are Westerners, just simply because in Asia wise, we always wanted skinny body. So that's definitely not my goal. I want to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like I set my goal differently. So for that, I have to look at a different personnel as well.
Yeah,
So that's why every time you monitor how they eat. Basically, it's all about learning, seeing, consistently just going through things, and every time you come to a dead end, you just keep on learning again and again and again. That's it. Yeah.
that's good. Like, so how long you've been in this journey actually? Like, because normally people get into this fitness journey for starting of the few years, they will be like on and off. the consistency won't be that frequent, and then after few years only they will start to be really consistent. How long did it took for you to be really serious on your journey?
Mm, like I said, I think when I go full on full swing, I would say for the past 2 to 3 years. But there are times when I was down, normal when you do something wrong, you might end up having a muscle injury. You cannot work out. And it has happened to me quite a quite a number of times. So two to
Yeah,
three months off. And at first when you stop working out, one thing is that okay, you say, okay, I'm gonna eat right. I'm gonna eat right as long as I'm not working out.
yeah.
Then after some time you go like, okay, maybe just one or two. And then
To
after that you just go off track. But you know what, one thing, if your support system is good, if you have a bunch of people that keep on telling you who you are, I think anyone needs that.
yeah,
You need that people to tell you who you really are. Sometimes that's why I always go back to watch my own video. I say this is me. I cannot go away from this. So I think that's your real motivation. So you keep, I would say just 2 to 3 years, but between I did stop, but I did get back on track as well. So
that's good actually, because that's one of the way that you can motivate yourself. You look into your progress, you look into your journey. So you just like, okay, this is me. And like you said, a support system like your friends, your family, a coach, or anyone that you have. So it's a good thing that you mentioned this, because not a lot of people are following this actually. Like they see themselves, because they don't know how they used to be, and then now they are. So yeah, the only time you see back is how far you have come, right? So that's one of the way that keep yourself upright. So like, how hamstring change your training? If I'm not mistaken, you are more towards home workouts, right?
although that's a misconception about me, no, I'm not about home workout.
Okay.
I have always worked out all my life in the gym and everything. But when the MCO started, that's when I can't go to the gym. And I said, what can I do to work out just like how I go to the gym? So that's when I thought, like, why don't I do everything that I do in the gym, but I improvise it in a way that I can do it at home?
Hmm.
And you know what? The part that I actually share and recorded and shared is just to motivate me, not anyone. Because when I record, I say, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. Then at first, I was just sharing on stories, and people like, can you please put it like on IGTV where or IG video, whatever it is that we can follow. I was like, okay, no harm. Anyway, it was that. So, and plus the MCO time is when people were staying at home. So I think that's when they noticed me. But
Hmm.
if someone have been following me for quite some time, they know that I have always been working out, be
Hmm.
it gym, be it home. So both. So yeah.
So the intensity and the volume that you train during the gym, obviously, when your house, it's quite different, I would say. So if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mistaken, you are doing a lot of supersets, right, into your workout training.
Mm, supersets depends on what day is it. So what day am I training? So if I'm gonna go glutes, I sometimes maybe yes, sometimes no. It's just about the intensity. So like I always do, I just create maybe a simple
Hmm.
lunges. But how I make it harder is by adding weights to like ankle weight, resistant band. So I don't
Hmm.
get the simple resistant band. I get like real full on
Heavy.
hardest that I can work on. And yeah, sometimes I only at home I have like a 10 kg weight. That's it. So if I want more, how am I gonna do? So I look around my house. What is the heavy thing that I can carry and lift? Maybe a table, maybe a chair, something that I can work with. So for safety purposes, sometimes I don't share that because I don't know how
Yeah.
people are carrying. Are they implying a correct posture? But I usually share the one that with the dumbbell. So yeah.
But that's good, because extra resistance you always need, because you want to make the
Yeah.
adaptation, right? So like,
Yeah.
how, so you are working out currently in your house, and you, if I'm not mistaken, you're working from home, or
No, I
no?
am flying still.
Okay, that means okay lah. So you don't have that. How do you balance like everything? Because even during I message you, you have quite tight schedule, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about
No,
that.
it's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
uh,
No, no, I'm just
yeah,
asking because I'm just curious how you manage it. Like, do you schedule your workouts, or like, do you go with how you feel early in the morning, or do you have specific days like, okay, I'm going to work out, push to myself to 5 days per week workout. So how you manage that?
okay. I'm gonna ask you, and I'm
Okay,
gonna see if my answer is the same. Okay.
okay,
As a person who works out, what
okay,
do you think is the key important that keep them or else make them different from others? So five people saying they want to work out. This
okay.
one people succeeds. Why this one people succeed? I mean, the
Because
why this one person succeed?
because the why is strong.
Okay, so what is inside them that's so strong?
uh, that's the thing. The reason for them to work out is stronger for much more than other people. So it's
Yeah,
like,
so the
yeah,
drive,
the
like
drive.
it's
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
So you are so disciplined, you don't care what. So if you have, for example, if sometimes if I have a flight, I said, okay, for example, I have a departure starting maybe at, let's say at 10. So I said, okay, you know what? I'll wake up at 5 o'clock and then I'll try to kick in a few short routine and then I will go for my flight. And also I say, okay, so because I want to work out at this time, what time I should prepare my meal. So the night before I prepare everything. So my flight, I'm ready after working out, getting ready for the flight and for the flight, most importantly. So I have my meals all sorted for the flight and I know, okay, I'm not going to deviate from the whatever thing that I am being tempted. Another thing is like I said, it's the drive and the discipline. So when you are being exposed, like for example, you have nice food, nice things in front of you, you're still going to say, no, this is
yeah.
not for me. I have a day where I can enjoy, but today is not the day. So that's it. So
That's good.
I think it's also it's like one of the things that most of them missing. So they said,
Mm,
I want to achieve this, I want to do this. Okay,
mm.
fine. So, but how much are you willing to put in? So 1 week, 2 week, yeah, 1 month. But there are very few who's willing to go all out months after months, years after years, because I always tell them fitness is not just a short-term goal. It's about
So
a
lifetime.
lifelong journey that you keep on going and doing and doing and doing and doing. So
So that's what I say normally. It's like you're going to do this until your graveyard. So why don't you practice sustainability over the short-term goals? Short-term goals is good, like you want to drive yourself into the training. So there's a variable for yourself to push yourself, maybe little bit by little bit. But the end goal always should be. So the journey is the lifestyle. It's like how you brush your teeth. That's how you have to work out. Like it's a habit. uh,
yeah,
yeah, it's a habit, like
it's a habit. I
yeah,
agree.
it's a habit. Uh, the practicing a habit is very hard. That's what most people are finding it hard. Like, okay, do I need to wake up and then do workout? Like you said, you have an habit. That's why you wake up. The drive is there. So it's like you don't work out. If you don't work out for the day, you're going to regret for the whole day.
True.
Yeah, so that's what happens most of the time. So okay, yeah, for moving on to next question, like, so what group training you do from your house?
Okay, this is one key thing that I really want to emphasize.
Mm,
Okay, you cannot do the same thing over and over from
okay.
experience.
Mm,
When I was practicing the same few tricks, like for example, let's say deadlift or squat or lunges,
mm,
that alone is not enough. For example, today you do this, the next change. So you do variation all the time. A variation is important.
mm,
Once I start incorporating, like for example, I never do like the same thing over and over again. So I give my muscle, but I give all out when I do it. But when I change, like for example, maybe today I do this, the next week I do something else. When I change the routine, I noticed that my glutes were really being pumped. You can actually see the difference. And also like the most important thing, when I say that, is when you can actually Google all those routine that you can see. Just try them all. It's just about, sometimes some people have knee problems, so they
yeah,
can't do certain routine. So you can see,
yes,
oh, this is something that I can do.
yeah,
For sometimes some people can't do jumping or something, so that limits them. So I say try everything, see which one that suits you. Pick few. So this week you try this week. So try to keep like 2 to 3 weeks of a different routine and then you go back to that maybe. So but don't give a same one. And also, having said that, I also really want to say that if you want a glutes, you cannot go like say I want to stay slim, small, and but I
No,
still want to have glutes. No, there's no such
no such
thing.
thing.
No such thing.
Uh,
You have to do something to gain that glutes. So for
yes.
myself, there's also another mistake that I learned. That means I cannot say I want to be skinny and I want to have glutes. I actually put on 6 kg in order to grow my glutes.
Mm.
So that's exactly what everyone has to do. They have to eat properly to grow that glutes as well.
Yeah, obviously, like the optimal level to grow a muscle is when you are at surplus. You have more calories
Yeah,
than you are being burned. So
yeah.
that's the most optimal place that where you grow muscle. You can stay in maintenance and deficit, but not for a prolonged time. But
Yes.
most people, what they do is they stay in deficit all the time. They are afraid to gain a little bit of weight,
Yeah.
and then they stay there for their like for few years until they
You know,
realize that.
the girls and the scales, we are not really good friends. Only
Yeah,
certain like some of us are brave enough to go stand there and say, oh, okay, it's fine. Like my family, none of them, mostly like, okay, like my sister who's with 2 kids, she's like 46 kg, and I say I'm 60 to her. She's like, I'm like, but it's just 60, right? So
yeah,
you see how you take it, how you take the number.
yeah, yeah. Like scale is nothing. Like you look at yourself, you're 60 kg, and then you have more toned and more like more muscle mass than compared to any other 60 kg person. So it's like scale is nothing. Scale is just that it goes up
Yeah,
and down sometimes. How you look, how strong you are, that's the best you can say. Yeah,
agree.
yeah. So yeah, your top workouts for glutes. What glutes that you like?
I would say sumo squats,
Okay.
and I like custody lunges with the one that you do squat as well. That means every time you turn and then you come back, you do squats.
Mm,
I love deadlift, but
mm.
depends if it's a stiff one or not. So, and I think I also like the leg lifts, but I like the one where I like it more when I can do it at the gym with the weights because you have like more resistance, you see. But at
Yeah.
home, I just do whatever I can. So,
How come you don't say hip thrust?
uh, it depends. Honestly, even if I don't do that, because back then when I was doing with 30 kg hip thrust, it's not like I saw massive dramatic changes. No, even when I now do very less, maybe once a month I do few, maybe one set, or sorry, maybe 3 sets, and I still can grow my booty out of hip thrust. That's what I'm saying.
Mm.
Do you
Yeah.
see? You don't have to stick to one to grow your
Yeah.
booty. You can still
Yes.
work with many others, and you still
Yes.
can grow your booty.
Yes. It's like saying that you have to squat to build your legs or glutes. No, not exactly. Because our body don't know what exercise we are doing, what workout we're
Yeah,
doing. It only knows how to contract it, how to relax. So the
yeah,
best way to find yourself in a position where you activate most of the muscle, you have to try it out yourself. We call it actually this term we call it SFR, stimulus to fatigue ratio. You can check on it actually. The stimulus to fatigue ratio where you have more stimulus in a particular workout but less fatigue. So like you said, you have more pump when you're doing the glutes, right? That's the best stimulus that you get, but the fatigue level is low. Like let's say kickback have more, squat have more fatigue than kickback because squat is more towards compound and it involves more joints, so there's more fatigue there but less stimulus. But kickback has more stimulus, less fatigue. So like you
yeah,
said, yeah, like you said, you have to try it out yourself, like different things, so that you find the best workout for yourself. This
yeah.
is like lacking in everyone because they see people are doing workouts, they go and then straight away they start to do that workout. It doesn't, it's okay for you to copy to others and then, but you have to always alter for your own self, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Same. They cannot just go like I said, when I see a particular personnel, a fitness personnel does something, I don't go copy everything. I say, okay, you do like this. My capacity is not maybe not the same as yours. So I can
yeah.
reduce or
Mm,
maybe sometimes increase because I can
mm,
do more. So
mm.
that's how I play around with the routine.
Okay, when you start to moving on to next question, when we start to lift weights, right? Of course, do you? do you had the fear of getting too much bulky? Because yeah, most women have that because it's very hard to convince the girls to lift weights. So not
Uh,
yeah.
the most common thing, because I studied science, I know girls can't simply gain upper body weights because we have less testosterone. That tells me that
Yep,
even as hard as I pump, I will not go and bulk up myself unless I'll be consistent on it. Unfortunately for ladies, we have lesser upper body strength, so
strength,
we can
yes.
push more on the lower but not on the
Yeah,
upper.
upper.
So at first I was actually focusing on the lower part. Yet
Mm.
it's always like when people say, you know what, your body is not really proportionate, that's when I start to like, yeah, what, okay, now I need to incorporate more upper body routine, and maybe I need to break up my routine like this. But have I ever been afraid of lifting weight? Never,
Mm.
ever. I like to be strong and I like to lift weight. And I know if I go to the gym, I cannot lift as much as a guy lifts. So I am not afraid at all. So yeah. Unless I'm a
Fantastic.
bodybuilder and I'm going to compete for something and I'm pushing myself, then that's a different story. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a different study actually. Yeah, that yeah, like you
Yeah.
said, athletes are different. The normal people, how they're dealing with their how they're treating is different. So you didn't have the thoughts of being bulky, but what would you say for the female ladies, like we should lift weights? Because it's not easy for to convince others, because I know, because whenever I train my clients or anyone, my friends or my family members, I tell them to lift weights. It's not easy to convince girls. It's basically like it's always been hard to convince girls, but in this matter it's more harder to convince them to leave weight.
I'll
So
tell you
how?
one obvious reason actually.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're a guy, when you're
Mm,
training a girl, first thing is
mm,
they see your physique.
yeah,
But
yeah,
when I train a girl, they see my physique. They know
yeah.
how I'm training, but they can still see that, okay, I am a bit muscular, but not like in a muscular way that I'm so obvious.
Obvious, yes.
So, yes, so now it's easier for me to convince them is not the way it is. That's one, I think, my plus point. But secondly, I think so far, I actually, I am training few and I've talked to few.
Mm,
Those days, yes, I have quite a number of people who says this, but nowadays, this bunch of girls or some people who was approaching me, they are impressing me first because they want to be equally good. They have never said, no, I don't want to train upper body. But like I said, yes, the fear is there, but it's lesser. And also, like I said, for me, when they see me, they kind of like convinced, like, okay, that's not gonna happen to me because I see her training every day and I see her working out every day, but she's fine.
yeah,
So depends. But like I said, guys, you guys have different strength level for upper body. Your reps are,
yeah,
sometimes you guys scare me because I see like this and I try to pull up. I can't. Okay. So that also tells you why you have amazingly formed upper body and
yeah,
kind of intimidate people. But like I said, if they see you training them, and I'm pretty sure you have few who already train under you who looks amazing. So that's your
yeah.
testimony
There,
saying that
yeah,
this too
yeah.
can be a good result.
Yeah, I have clients who lost weight and then they look thick in after their weight training, because losing fat is all about energy balance. It's not about you do cardio or do weightlifting or anything. But weightlifting has obviously cardio has its own beneficial like cardiovascular system. But weightlifting is like prevents you muscle loss, improve your metabolism, and everything. So the best way for you to lose fat is by lifting weights. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you look good in dress, with or without dress, you look good in when you train weights. So when that's what like trying to tell a lot of people, like do weight training, do body weight training, or any kind of resistance training. It should be okay. Like you said, yeah, it's easier for like, when you convince people. It's easier. So when guys tell them, it's quite hard for them to. But I think the perception is changing a lot, because a lot of
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, a lot of women are coming forward, like they it's like it's not only they want to grow their lower body, but they want to grow their upper body. They want to do pull up. They want to do push ups. This shows that like they are giving equal importance, and then it's like massive transformation. And I'm
Yeah.
really glad this is happening actually.
But let me ask you. So when let me take this opportunity to ask you,
Okay.
when a person, especially as a female who I'm
Mm,
training,
mm,
when do I know when to stop, when is too much, or you think it's fine? Because I have seen some in the
mm,
gym.
mm,
For me, everyone is beautiful, but we
mm.
have our own set of um, definition for how we want.
Yeah.
So let's say I have worked hard, worked good, but somehow I have overbuilt because I was really focusing on building my upper body, and I've already overbuilt my upper body. How can I now tone it back, make it balance back? Like, can I undo what I do?
Okay, you can lose muscle mass. Obviously, you if you're being in
Okay.
deficit and also you are expending a lot of energy, you will lose muscle. But okay, let's say you have more muscle mass on your upper body than lower body. So what I would suggest for you to do is, let's say you want to reduce the muscle mass on the upper body. So the body always takes where you don't use that much actually. For example, if you're in deficit, what you have to do is you have to create a specialized program where you do more volume on your lower body and your upper body. So increase more energy expenditure, push your volume towards your lower body, and reduce the volume that you're going to use for the upper body. So you will reduce in muscle mass on the upper body. But this is like really hypothetical. Just like how we cannot target fat loss where we want to lose fat, the same goes to muscle
Yeah.
also. The same goes to muscle also. This is really hypothetical, but we can try it. Obviously, we can try it and try to. But 70 to 80% it might work. But yeah, you have to try and see.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thank you. So it's kind of like enlightenment for me too. So,
Yeah, it is possible to lose muscle mass actually, but the thing is, yeah, like how you say, like you have to control your volume, where if you seeing yourself in a position where okay, your upper body muscle mass is quite good already, but you need your lower body now. So you can specialize like 12 weeks or 16 weeks. We call it a specialized program where if you track your workout volume and intensity, so you have to play with it, like if you have to bring down your volume to your lower body more than upper body. So now you have like equal contribution toward your body, like your body is upper body is okay, lower body is okay, it's equal. So you just have to maintain the equal volume throughout your workout program.
okay.
Hmm. So yeah, I have another question. Yeah, managing hates and critics from social media. So I'm pretty sure you have tons of DMs, tons of comments that where you will have harassments, where you will have critics, all these things. How you manage them? Do you take it very personal, or you don't? Or how you manage it?
Mm. No one born as a strong person or strong heart, especially women were very emotional. So at
Yeah.
first, when this happened, this is when I first started my journey. Everyone was judgy, but it's okay if you're judgy, but the words that they were being used were quite harsh. There are
Mm.
times, there are a lot of times where I sit and cry and I question myself. It takes a lot to learn that you need to ignore this, and it's not easy. There are times where like young girls come and ask me this as well, so I try to advise them the same. If you're doing the right thing, no matter what people say, go ahead and do it, because at the end of the day, you know who you are. So like I think most of the common ones that I get is often because how I dress is quite different, and I'm not afraid to show my body because this is my hard work.
Yeah.
We have never questioned when, I'm not being sexist, but we have never questioned a man when they go for a competition for the bodybuilding, literally wearing their just the undergarment, showing their body because this is them flexing, winning the competition. But when a woman does the same, everyone says she's a bad girl, she's a bad influence. I wanted to break that stereotype. I said, no matter what, I'm going to be bold. Anyone comes ahead, I'm going to fight them. So there are a few times that actually, when someone commented such thing, I revert back and I asked why. So I asked people, why would someone ask such thing? This is the time I tell you, I understand that it's not just, there are some people who always want to take you down just because they're envious of you.
Yeah.
But there's so many people out there. I tell you, a lot of guys out there who come to me personally say, you are doing great. Never let anyone stop you. Don't let this bunch of guys to put you down, or don't let whatever they're doing to stop you. So I think whatever that comes through your way, if at all you're doing the right thing, just keep doing it. Eventually people are going to notice you for whatever good things that you're doing. So
Yeah, because you never know how you are inspiring others. There might be hundreds of people or thousands of people following you, where they transform themselves by seeing your post and how you doing your workout by taking your advice. So never stop doing that, because there are very less people that are motivating others. So don't never stop that. Because I've seen your I'm not following you for a long time, but I know you were in the Instagram, but and then I saw all your posts because it was very beneficial, like all the workouts that you is super motivating. And we have very less individuals, women especially, who does weight training, that try to bring in more people inside this sport, whatever lifestyle or whatever you call it. So don't ever stop. So yeah,
thank you.
yeah, there will be always hit. I don't think so. Anyone won't have haters or anyone. Yeah. So yeah, that's all. I think we covered everything. Do you want to say anything else, public, people who listening?
I mean, to those of you who have always asked me a few things, I just hope that you're patient enough sometimes for me to revert back to you, because like I said, I'm also working and I'm not doing this full time yet. So
Mm,
sometimes it takes time,
yeah.
but it also teaches me something. If you are persistent with whatever you ask me, and I know you're serious about something, then I will definitely come back to you. But another thing is also, if you have ever set goal, be it fitness, being anything in life, stay consistent. Just don't give up halfway. If someone is there to help you, push harder. Okay. So yeah.
Thank you for your time, and then for agreeing to this podcast. It means a lot to me and for others also. And you gave really beneficial, good information on your training, your diets. So thank you. Thanks a lot. Hope to see you another time, any other podcast.
Sure. Okay.
Uh, Thank you. See you guys. See you again. Bye.
All right.
Level.